So Patrick, do we describe this for everybody, Rob?
What?
You describe it. You describe it. I do enough talking.
I think any car's dead at iRacing. I think it's gone.
Oh, it's definitely. I agree. It's not going to survive. But I still think we'll find opportunities to race it, just not as fruitful as before. Some of them just want to make. What's the thing? Like that guy wanted to make like dolls out of Tyler's hair, but then there's just other guys who are just like. He did. He would say weird things to Tyler, man. Like he was a strange guy. And then like other guys would just show up and he's like, "Oh, we never met you? Sure, come race this 24 with us." And then just jump in the car and wreck us out in a lap and be like, "Okay, never see you again."
Yeah, that was
okay. Well, better luck next year, I guess.
That was the guy from.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted in league events with AI Racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome along, everyone. It's that time, baby. JW's in the chat. He knows what this is about. It's XSLR. Round 10, the finale of the season. And we are live from Daytona at the Roval. I'm Tim Cox, going to be with you every step of the way here. And tonight, we get to find out who's been crowned the champion. Because that's how we do things. It's time with the music. Oh, there's no messing around here. There's no messing whatsoever. RaceSpot, they may have the fancy graphics. Apex may have the fancy studio. But it's only Tim Cox that does shit in time to the music. Oh yes. Oh yes. Who is ready? Let me know in the chat. Let's spam it. Let's just blow this stuff up tonight. Let me know who you're supporting. But let's get trackside. Let's get involved. Get deep into this. To the core. Because that's what sim racing is about. And who have we got with us tonight? Well, smaller grid, but you know, we all know that small grid does not mean small action. Last time out at Daytona, ladies and gentlemen, we saw a 4-wide here at Daytona. A 4-wide. And they didn't even know they were doing it. That's how good things were. And then, you know, we've got some of the big names coming up for you, ladies and gentlemen folk. We've got going for the championship coming into this final round. Let's get some TV angles. We've got this guy who's just getting his, just falling off the track in anticipation. He's doing it, in preparation for what's about to go down. Adam Thompson there, who lies second in the championship, and well, no Randall McGrew with us tonight, so that's going to really harbour things. However, the drivers do have 2 drop weeks available to them, the lowest points they've scored throughout the season, and well, with that in mind, that plays into things. Now, Thompson's foe in the championship is this guy. Justin Barrera, there he is, just heading out for the S's, and 1 and 2 for a head down to the International Horseshoe. But there will be people in there getting in their way, mixing things up a little bit. Who are they, I hear you ask? Well, this is one of them. The ham sandwich. What's a good way, a good item to pair with your ham? Well, a classic combination is cheese and ham, and I give you Kevin Irwin. There he is, out on track. Some say the moon is made of cheese. Legend has it, Kevin Irwin is made of cheese. Hashtag just saying. We've also got the legend that is Mike Soren finished on the podium. 2 rounds in the row now. He's currently in the pit lane. There he is. In glorious pink. And we are just about to transition across into qualifying now. Get to find out who is going to take that final pole position of the season. Who is it going to be as we cut to the lovely blimp shop looking over the marvellous Daytona facility here. What a way to take in this final round of the season. No messing. That's what we like. That's what we love. It's what we come to expect. He's heading out. So is Barrera. And so Thompson. And then there's the old man, Kev the Rev, legend, Jimmy Howard, electing not to qualify, as he always does. Starts on the back. Rumour has it he prefers it from the rear. Prediction time, folks. Who's going to grab that final position of the year? Well, I mean, based on how things have panned out so far this season, I've got to say Justin Barrera is going to be one of those favourites. He's got to be. Can Thompson snatch it away from him? Or is somebody else going to mix things up here at Daytona? Because it's, you know, it's a track on which it looks relatively simple when you look at the track map for the place. It looks like there's a lot going on here. But that is deceptive because each of those corners you need to get exactly right. The 10-1 entry is tricky, and well, that man's just proved it. Let's get this into the right camera, there we go. Run down to the bus stop. Coming around to complete his first flying lap off this evening. Barrera looking good for pole here. Who gets it? Thompson, some greens in there, some yellows, not looking good. Saw him on a strong lap. Let's get some timing towers up for you here. So, time to lead on the first lap there for Thompson. Actually, no, he's still on his build lap apology, so I'd take it all back from him. As he looks it up, that's going to be infuriating for him. Oh dear. Oh dear. Bit of scotch going down the wrong way there. Cue the standard. Man command memes. Barrera, there you go. That should time to be a 1:35.6. Who can take it to Barrera? Can somebody hold a candle to his lap? We're on a bit of an improving one there after that shoddy start to proceedings here. Through the triangle, saw him go seconds, 5 seconds at the pace, but it doesn't really necessarily mean anything. Barrera fast first sector, there we go, there he is. Going through the international horseshoe. Towards the kink. Looking like, is that going to be one and done there? I think Podgy said that's why he's going to be slower. It wasn't, it was the second horseshoe there. Heading through. Jake Hammer setting the timing sheets alight here right now. Is he going to be firing the sheets? Look at this. Green sector 1, purple sector 2, purple sector 3. He said in the chat, and I asked, who can go fastest as Thompson goes 7/10 off Barrera's time? He said me. Is this going to be cursing the commentator as he builds things up here towards the bus stop? Of course, Le Mans Chicane now as it's being renamed due to the amount of the homologation, due to the top spec of sports cars, LMDH and LMH, the hypercars. Barrera goes faster again. Look at that, 1:35.577, a tenth faster than his previous best. But what has this guy got in the bag? Yellow sector 4, not looking good as he's going to come across the line. Let's find out together, folks. This is his first flying lap. It's going to be a good benchmark for him. And that time has been deleted. Off-track infringements ensuing, but that time got deleted. Thompson's coming across the line. I'm not seeing any major improvement from him, so this is not going to look good. It needs a mammoth final sector. So hard to improve through here because it's just foot flat to the floor. No messing. Hauling ass. As Ham goes green in sector 1, that means a personal best, folks. Ah, yellow sector 2, not looking good. Erwin, both his times deleted, that's why he does not appear on the tower. As Thompson does not, oh, he does improve, he halves the deficit, still only good enough for second on the grid. So it all comes down to this guy here. What can he do? Just heading out onto the oval. Let's see him come through. Into the bus stop. Bouncing across the curbs. Already heading out around the oval. Couldn't even catch him coming into NASCAR Turn 3. What has he got up his sleeve? It's not looking good for him with the flash of the lights across the line. It's going to get him onto the grid. Surely good enough for third. Yes, it is. That is all it is. So he's going to be laying up on road 2 alongside Mike Sorum in the 69 machine. And that is us done in qualifying. We're going to have to see out the clock though. However, that's a little bit unique, isn't it? Let's go to the full base. Looking down for the XSLR chopper. A new damage model there. I say new, it's been around a little while there, doing it, showcasing its magic. Oh dear. I was trying to get it going again, but those front wheels flapping around. I still trying to do the butterfly. Olympic swimmer, no less. I'm sure. Is he moving? He is. Just gingerly moving forward there. No, nothing going on there whatsoever. So, let's have a little look at things here. Let's get everything in the chat. Of course, the link should be in the chat live if you're following along at home. For live timing, see all the drivers, laps, how they're getting on, gaps between the drivers. But it's all about that top 2. However, I think it's going to take a little bit of jiggery-pokery here. I believe the Barrera needs to finish 7th or lower. Which could mean into this round he is our champion. I'm going to work on that in the background just while I'm entertaining you here. We've got about 30 seconds left in qualifying, of course, due to Jimmy Howard's decision not to take qualifying. We have to see out the full 10 minutes because he has the option to... Oh, that's the engine gone. He has the option to go out. I mean, he's not going to have enough time with 15 seconds left on the clock. And counting. I mean, we're down to 10 now. Inside 10. And yes, I have to be given that option because you never know. Now, there is a button you can click. Ready to race. He's not decided to click that. So we transition across into the race now. Let's have a little look through. Let's have a look through that grid. Just can't get away from him, can you? He's trying to keep his face on the screen at all times there, Jake Ham. Justin Barrera lines up on the front row. The final pole position of the season goes to him. A metamorphosis. Slow motion broadcasting's Adam Thompson joins him on the front row. Jake Ham and Mike Sorum make up row 2. With Jimmy Howard and Kevin Irwin running out that grid. There they are. There they are. Taking to the grid behind the Porsche 911 safety car. Who gets this one? Who's going to walk away with the glory? Bask themselves in it. Who's going to walk away empty-handed? We get to find out. I was just waiting for the last couple of drivers to take to the grid. So Just waiting on Howard. Gives me a little bit of opportunity. Of course, you do have 2 minutes in which to take the grid in iRacing. So, if they finish as they are, that means that Barrera takes the title. Thompson needs to overhaul us. Let's just hold our horses a minute here. Okay, and update some formulas in the spreadsheet. There we go. There we go. We've updated them. Now we are up to date. Good news, my friends. Good news. So, if Thompson was to beat Barrera, that would put him. Where is Barrera in our glorious point spreadsheet here? There he is. Thompson would close the gap to 9 points. So Thompson just needs to win here. If Barrera comes last with 6, that would bank him 16 points. That would make Thompson our victor by 5 points. So, the lowest in which Barrera can finish is 4th. That will mean he'll win the championship by 1 point over Thompson, but that is assuming Thompson wins, folks. That is how close we're dealing with things here. That is how close we're doing things here. We're going to see a one and done with from Jimmy Howard. Well, Porsche 911 safety car is in, folks. Here we go for the final time this season. Let's get ready to go racing in XSLR as we are green and we are away. And that is not a good start for Thompson on that outside line. Barrera streaks away. Look who's up into second already. It's Jake Ham. As Thompson plays it safe. Barrera runs in deep though. That means Ham's going to come on the inside, and so is Thompson as he looks to get the LMP2 alongside and sneaks through. He's up into second. Barrera down to third after that cracking start. All goes wrong for him as Howard making progress there. Kevin Irwin dropping a place already. Oh no, he's off. He is off. Not sure how that's ensued. Let's stick with the front though. Our front three already breaking away here early on. Let's go from Daytona. Game on here. Barrera just needs to sit in third. No fancy work required from him. Thompson needs to get to the front of this pack if he wants to stand a chance, but he's gone. He's gone. Something has happened to him. He's dropped like a stone, and there he is. Oh, it's all gone wrong so early on for Thompson. Let's take a little look at how it all unfolded in the super slow there. Let's bring it up a little bit up to normal speed. It's that nasty bump on the inside, just catching him out. Got the power a little bit too soon. Around he went. And with it surely goes his championship aspirations here at Daytona. Meanwhile, back up front, Barrera going right around the outside. Surely not, you can't do that. He's carrying the momentum against Ham. He's going to staunchly defend that inside line. Coming down into turn one onto the brakes. Bit of a tricky corner, so mentioned about this in qualify. Oh, no, he's into the wall. Oh, and due to the, well, netcode giveth, netcode taketh after he lost his front end. And it magically popped back into place. How... this does now mean that Howard was up into third as he loses the rear end on lap 2 into the Rodriguez International Horseshoe there. That's now promoted Thompson back in the third as Thompson a little bit slow to get away. That's Ham just sneaking past there. Coming over and still main the rear of the field. Trying to get you some of these replays, folks, after things are settled down, maybe just a little bit here. These three at the back now becoming our closest fight on track. Howard just running in a little bit deep there. Surely going to allow Irwin the chance to come on the attack here. Let's run on board with him. We head down towards the bus stop. Car's bottoming out as they head through And the exit out of turn 2 on the oval. Pick your brake markers as maybe a little bit heavy on the brakes there from Howard, but he's on the attack mode here. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Ham into the pits. He's gone. What is Erwin going to do against Howard? Nice look right around the outside here into turn 1. He's going to run in a bit deep, but he lost the rear there. As Howard collects things. Wow. Drama in the opening stages. Soren being caught at a rapid rate of knots here. Not the strongest on the road. Definitely a driver for the ovals. But if he can hold things together, they will mean 2 third places on the road for Soren. From the last 2 rounds, of course. 3 weeks ago, apologies. He visited Belle Isle, which saw him playing 3rd place as Thompson just sneaks through there. Getting out of the oval, and so I'm just not getting the best of exits there. Let's take a look at some replays for you. Says we got away at the start. Thompson just not get away. It was Barrera we need to look at. Just ran it in deep, and that allowed Ham to come through. Thompson to come straight back out and sneak through, getting the job done early on, what he needed to do. Meanwhile, further down, that was just catching the tail end of it there. Kevin Irwin losing the rear end. But as we look down from the XSLR helicopter, Barrera had a bit of a look there, didn't he? Into the west chicane. To the west hairpin even. And this is where it all went wrong for Thompson. Too much sauce on that hot dog. An imbalance of ketchup and mustard. And around he went. Now, as for Jake Ham, well, got away at the front. You're going to see Justin Barrera just behind here. And he's going to really close up into the Le Mans chicane. It's formerly known as the Bristol chicane, as we mentioned earlier on. Ham himself a real strong road racer, but Barrera eating him up for breakfast there. Closing, but what we weren't to foresee what was going to happen down at turn 1. It's a staunch defense from Ham. It's Barrera looking to make that move around the outside, just ran out of puff. But here we go, onto the brakes. Catch a bit of, locked the rears, smashed into the tyre wall on the inside. There you go, saw him on his way through. Howard making his way too. Now let's follow Jimmy Howard, because going down into the hairpin, he then loses the rear on braking, just locking those rears. And around he went. And already into the pit lane. Comes Howard, not the only one to have already visited. As I think he might have had a bit. Well, look at those replays. I think we've had a couple of instances. Let's take a look at those. So, this is the one we caught the tail of in live pictures, folks. Owen trying to make a cheeky move around the outside there. Too much momentum. That caught him out. And then Howard having his own instant. Was this when he lost the rear? Oh, good, no, because that was on the lap prior. Too much onto the power. Around he went, bit of a half spin though, nothing major. Could be him done, so he still remains in pit road. JW, let's show you Mike Sorum cam. Here we go. Anyway, up 69. From Australia, it could be 96. Just taking a bit of the weather here. Oh, I've lost that. Apologies. There we go. 33 degrees track temperature in Celsius, the correct normal measurement. However, for your viewers at home, here it is in freedom units, 91 freedoms. Not a massive amount, but a cooler track temperature will mean it's a bit more grip available. Sort of in the middle, really. Not up into the hundreds. I mean, that makes it incredibly slippery, like ice almost. And you think, you know, okay, hot track temperature, that's great because it's going to keep the tyres warm. It's going to make them more grippier, more sticky. Well, it works great for warming these tyres up. However, once you're past that stage, Thompson came off track as well. We'll see if we can bring you pictures of that a little bit earlier on. Because he was up to the back of Sorum. Of course, we saw him get past as Sorum moves out. Facilitates that move. So what happened? Oh, he lost it all by himself. Does he keep it out the wall? Yes, he does. Bish, bosh, bosh. JW, this is a race of who makes the least mistakes. Brakes are locking up like spices on a humid day. I've never heard that analogy. What sort of spices are we talking? That's a bit of Cajun seasoning. Sort of Creole mix, or talking of garam masala, or even just salt and pepper, maybe. What can Thompson do? That is the question, folks. He currently lies 8.1 seconds. Well, it was 8.2. So he's second and 10th there, out of Barrera. Last time around, Barrera had a very, very, very slow lap. Oh, excuse me, bit of a random noise coming out there. I do wonder, is Barrera deliberately going a bit slow here, just to give something for the fans? I mean, he knows full well that 4th is good enough for him. He can say it's a leisurely Sunday drive, you know. Have to go visit the family, the in-laws maybe, you know. You just try and drive a bit slowly, because you just don't want to do it. You don't want to be there. You know, your mother-in-law, she's a bit of a pain in the ass. Your father-in-law, he's an antisocial so-and-so. And you know, going for a long afternoon, you're just trying to delay and eradicate a few minutes of being there. Until it's home time and you can eventually go home and, well, that's you done and dusted with seeing the in-laws for at least another month. It did sound like JW, my little sharp random indicator, it sounded like a dislocated rib, sharp pain of breath. And no, I can assure you, no broken ribs here. The only sort of ribs here that I'll be enjoying, those drenched in some lovely barbecue sauce. Now, I saw the other day, and I'm trying to think which state it was from. White barbecue sauce. What is all that about? Never seen such a thing. Fascinating. Need to give some of that a try. I mean, you always associate, you know, your barbecue sauce with being dark, sticky, sweet, maybe a bit of spice in there. Great on your ribs. Maybe even a bit of brisket too. A pulled pork. Oh, delicioso. What is that gap? Well, it's shrinking once more. Maybe just a little bit of an off time there from Barrera, just toying with Thompson. Dangling the carrot, saying, come on, you can catch up a little bit. Oh, there's a little bit for you. I think maybe he's just being a little bit reserved on the exit out of the bus stop chicane. I've called it by its old name there. Now, thank you to the stream for being powered by Chivas Regal 12-year-old blended Scotch whiskey. Unfortunately, not a single malt. Only blended. However, still a fine Scotch, no less. Made by the good guys at Chivas. We say Americans freak out over barbecue sauce. Can't tell the difference between most unless they're flavoured on purpose, you know. Barbecue sauce is barbecue sauce. I know what you mean, mate. I know. Did get some bacon ketchup recently. That was lovely. Take a bacon jam. That's top notch. Oh no, JW. I know you're here for my great chat. However, bad news. The Sorum. He's had an issue, and yes, there we go. Around he goes, lights up the rear tyres in pure frustration. So he's had a further incident. Not sure what that is. Yeah, let's just stick with this because shortly after he has another incident according to my log here. Sticking with our barbecue analogies. Looking like it's going to have gone wrong. Worse than wearing a pair of white pants to a cookout for Sorum. Here we go. Maybe just into the bus stop. Does he get it wrong? I think this could be the moment. Oh, yeah. I think it's okay on that one. Let's we'll cut to it. I want to get a bit of time. Oh, it's all part of the same incident, so we're all good. Right. No need to worry. Further. He hasn't got any form of sauce or grease onto his white pants. We're all good. Gap between Barrera and Thompson is shrinking fair for more now. When we started just observing that was around about 8.2 seconds, now down to 6.7. As Thompson continues to push. I've made a very long drive to get past here. I took part in the Crazy Golf Tour of Norfolk. Sorry. Crazy Golf World Tour of Norfolk. Taking set 5 courses across the day. Let's early start up at 6 AM. It's currently 20 to 2 in the morning here. Been a long day, folks, but got back just in time to showcase this to you, good folk. Because that's how we roll. In XSLR. Never to let people down. Has J-Cam fallen a lap down? Let's have a little bit of a look. He has, unfortunately, as Thompson into the pits already. Drivers will need to make a stop. I mean, we're already on lap 11 out of 31, so we can just about make it home here. A very early stop nonetheless. And got work to do. Let's go Sorum, baby. Come on, Sorum. Let's go party. Oh, yeah. Come on, Sorum. You've overtaken Thompson. Ooh. That's him up in second, of course, Thompson. And also Kevin Elway through to Thompson heading out. Don't remember seeing him take tyres there. Could be a wise strategy. His ham heads through. Actually brings him. So he's still on the lead lap. Apologies. Barrera will need to pit at some stage during this race. Thompson well behind him though, so you can't pull the web to Barrera in like 45 seconds. So will require a lot there. What can he do? What can he do, folks? needs to dig deep. Doesn't mean that at this stage of the race, 11 laps out of 31 complete. Barrera leads. Oh, someone's had a big incident there. Someone had a big incident. I heard a big clatter. Oh, yes, it's because someone's remained in the pit lane with their engine running. It's just exploded. There we go, that's why, folks. Asking, are there tyre compound differences in this racing? Well, now, JW, that does depend on which car you select. So, if you go with the Indy car, yes. If you go with the F1 car, yes. No wets available or inters because rain currently does not exist within iRacing. However, that is coming to the service. Not too distant future. My sources tell me, my inside sources, we're looking within the next 6 to 12 months. It's been worked on a lot. I know some drivers have driven the beta version of the Rain within a test build of the sim. Some of the pro drivers out there help iRacing improve the service and test different new cars and different changes to physics and damage and etc. And yes, it makes things interesting. Lots of pulling up in places where you've got drains, etc., and actual flow of the track. As oh dear, something's happened to our dear Kevin Irwin is around. He goes, loses the rear. So this track temperatures do play a part of it. Now, if you're racing, of course, in the car, you do have obviously the primary and the alternate available to yourself. Formula 1 in the moment, soft, medium, and hard. And the LMP2 in real life, there are only 2 tyre choices available to you: the dry compound and a wet compound. Because these cars built for endurance racing with short races for them lasting typically 3 hours. And we're doing things in 31 laps here, going to last around about 35-40 minutes of drive time. So everything is reflected in terms of real life. Exception of wet weather at the moment. Now, a lot of cars, you get down into Mazdas, etc. Of course, they have pretty much road tyres on them, so no need for additional tyres within there. Now, what would be a good tyre life for these tyres? Well, that is a really good question. It depends on a lot of factors. Track temperature is being a real discerning factor. Also, the way in which you drive them. Generally, you can triple stint these. Now, one stint using a full tank of fuel will last you approximately about 40 minutes. It has been depleted ever so slightly due to a balance performance change with, of course, the new hypercars, the LMDH cars, and BMW, and now the Cadillac coming along. That has, well, it's going to be increased actually. Porsche confirmed. Acura is on the way. I know that for definite. So waiting that to be officially released by iRacing, but I know that is one of the cars coming along. Again, inside information from myself here. But, and this is the big part to JW, that is generally at night time where you've got much cooler track temperatures. If you've been really kind to the tyres. There's Thompson now ahead of Ham, though, just facilitating the move there. Take a little look how that unfolded. Generally, double stints out of them, so you're talking, an hour and a half of racing out of a set of tyres. And in the end, a relatively easy move for Thompson, who ran it in deep. That lad's on hand to come straight back at him, who then got it onto the grass himself. Bish bash bosh, Thompson back in front, up into third. I'll keep you updated on the point situation on top of the championship. Rarek currently lying on 35 points. Thompson in third on 26. This means that Ferrari wins the championship incredibly comfortably by 23 points. Random McGregor, of course, remaining on the 193 that he currently has, but he has done enough, more than enough, to secure third. Yes, he has. I mean, even if Mike Sorum currently has fourth in the championship, largely thanks in large part to a winner, in fact, last time out at Daytona on the Oval, a week ago here on Slow Motion Broadcasting, and 3 weeks ago. Yes, I'm just doing a little bit of mental math there for you. Finishing third at Belle Isle, meaning that he lies fourth in the championship. And now, this is an interesting one, because obviously that does affect, in fact, the situation between himself and Jake Ham lies in fifth in the championship coming into this round. Kevin Irwin is only 2 points back behind Jake Ham. So actually, we have still got a bit to fight for here. It's not just about those top two. So, if they were to finish exactly right now, let me just drop in some quick data of where it's going to all pan out for our drivers. Of course, if there are any penalties to be included, that's going to affect things here. They will be applied post-race. As there is Jake Ham, so he is in fourth. That would give him 22 points. Kevin Irwin, of course, is... well, there he is, down in fifth. So that would mean he was on 19 points. So they still will remain as they are. That 2 point gap between Ham and Irwin expanding to 5 points if they finish as they are now. That gap is starting to close up ever so slightly between Barrera and Sorum. Sorry, Barrera and Thompson. It is bit by bit. This is a lot required here from Thompson to dig deep. Needs the victory, needs results to go elsewhere to go his way in the form. Barrera finishing in fourth or below, I believe, from memory. Barrera, fourth, 22nd. No, apologies, that does mean Barrera wins the championship by 1 point. So he would need to finish in fifth place. I mean, can you see that one happening? But he's been on fire all season long, and that's Mike Sorum just caught in the background. He's off, so Thompson up into second. Got it wide, and those curves, you need to be so careful because there's a big drop off on the edge of them. As you see how things are done, let's ride on board with this guy, our current leader, Justin Barrera, as he starts a new lap. Barrera into the pits then on this lap to take his mandatory stop. The fuel tank's limited in terms of what the drivers can take on. So where is Thompson? Now he's out into the oval, none the tri-oval. He's going to run down towards the bus stop chicane. We're still in the pits. Up on the tracks there, so that does mean he's taking tyres on board. Gonna go for things here. I think he just allows Thompson to come past. He's on pit exit, so Thompson, oh, in it again. It's all gone wrong for him. And what I think we're seeing is what's going to be a bit of a undramatic end to the championship, essentially. It's that moment early on causing Thompson more and more woes. Ian, well, I didn't think he had taken tyres last time. I was pretty sure of it. In fact, he comes in this time for a fresh set of rubber. This means we've got Jake Ham back up in the second. However, he has stopped, but that was all the way back on lap 2, so he's a little bit out of position right now. It starts being adjusted for. Does mean that he will fall down through the order, but cannot snatch away fourth in the championship from Soren. Soren looking very, very comfortable for that one. Cannot really be beaten unless Ham wins, and Soren essentially finishes in maybe 4th or 5th. Need perfection for 13, Mike. Come on. Well, here he is. Can he give you 13 perfect laps? He needs it. Needs to dig deep here. Stay on the track. Just keep things calm, cool, collected. And then we signed, sealed, delivered. Are yours. Ham is into pit road now. He comes in for his mandatory stop on lap 19. So he's gone in deep here. He's got 2/3 of the race. Well, there was that stop early on, so he will have topped up on fuel where he came in to repair that damage from that incident where locked up coming into turn 1, smacked into the protective wall that separates the track from the pit lane. Exit. There is Barrera, looking good. Doesn't need to do anything here. He can get up. Have a nice little picnic. Make some nice sandwiches. Maybe we like a Cornish pasty. I think you might enjoy one of those. Nice bit of British fare, Scotch egg. Dowdy, he'll have some cream cheese bagels in his picnic. This works as a metaphor too, as he looks to complete the circle to have one round bagel and secure this round. Now, like an Anchorman, milk was a bad choice for Ron Jeremy, and I'm thinking that Scotch I poured myself might be a bad choice. But Andrew's may well have been better. "21 hours awake right now for myself." We're nearly on to lap 21. Yeah, 1 lap completed for every hour I've been awake today. He's got fresh rubber on board. What can he do? So he chases down Thompson, who made that secondary stop. He's only 2.7 seconds up the road. Out of slipstream territory, and Thompson running high there. And trying to cool off those tyres as he moves through the tri-oval. It's Ham eating him up for breakfast. And does that car have damage? That was way too easy there for Ham. Let's take a look at how it unfolded. He's in the slipstream there, but just almost gave up. Now, this changes things a little bit here. What does it in the championship standings? Let's give you a live update of how things are proceeding. So Ham can't get himself onto the podium. So at the moment, Ham finished 4th and 22nd. Sorum, lying down in 4th, will finish 22 points there. Ham looking good for 2nd, 30. Is that enough? No. Sorum still beats him by 23 points, viewers. Currently under pressure from Thompson, who seems to have got his act together right now. Is it tyre issues? Or something else? So I'll ride on board with these guys and watch this pass happen. Just pushing Ham a little bit there. They're working together. That's what you need to get yourself out of this situation. Try and close that gap, 46 seconds. That's what Pereira has over the rest of the pack. 9 to go here from Daytona. 9 laps left of the season, no less. Bump draft engage once again. Ham moves down low, swapping around, going for that attack. No, just goes defensive against Thompson. Maybe feeling a little bit threatened. Going through to NASCAR turn 3. Bump draft engaged. Yes, it is. Push continues all the way through the tri-oval. In doing so means that Ham just carrying that extra speed into the corner. Ends up losing out and just dropping him wide into turn 1 and loose on the power. He's going to lose Thompson. His pushing partner. They had a slipstream range. Slipstream cuts in at around about 7/10 in these cars. But if you're 1.2 seconds behind, then you are half a second too far away from where you need to be to catch some of that sweet, sweet draft. Closing up. Maybe Thompson just lifting off a little bit there to engage that draft earlier on, and they're compromising himself. May well be, but he's just utilising this right now. Push each other along, work together. It's the only thing they can hope for, the only thing that they can do. Try and get results to be affected and come their way, because other results need to go elsewhere. They would like to leapfrog their opponent in the championship. Both these drivers realistically needing wins here from Daytona on the Roval. In fact, folks, should we do it? Should we crack open one of Scary Creatures energy drinks? Fortunately, no BAM with me today. I didn't pick up any up when I was in the studio the other day. Get BAM. So have fun, have BAM. Italian drinks manufacturer. We've got a juiced one with mango in. Let's hear the crack. There we go. And a few of these drivers needing some of this extra caffeine-enriched juice in their motors. Of course, these cars have Gibson-made V8s within them. High-revving motors. Compared to their LMP3 younger siblings, which have much more deeper, gruntier V8s, but to a low rev range. Almost sound like a NASCAR. JW asking, why aren't you saying BAM? Yes, it was. Have fun, have BAM. BAM, the Italian energy drink sponsor of the Apex Racing team. And then it's about BAM. No relation to such phrases as wham bam, thank you ma'am. Bambi does not leave you bamboozled. I saw him into the pits, and that's going to be an extra stop for him. Ooh, if Irwin could overtake him and Ham can get past Thompson, what does that do to the Venn danger diagram of points here from Daytona? Let's Bambi was a dear. Just like my joke. Oh! Hold on, whoa! Hold on, we've got a yellow being thrown. What? I don't even know why. Which does mean I feel maybe a competition caution being thrown here. With 6 laps left remaining at Daytona. Yellow flag in the air. Everyone going to have to bunch up now. This is going to cost us a couple of laps here. By the time everyone's sorted themselves out. As Barrera picks up the Porsche 911 safety car. No, he has not. So he races to catch up with that. So, let's return to our original question before we spotted that yellow. We're right aboard with our leader as he catches the safety car. See in the distance there. No, it's not the game's call. Unless you're running in either dirt ovals or road ovals, then the game will automatically trigger them. Although, however, it is within the system to throw it in road ovals. So, yeah, in terms of it being automatically triggered. If that was the case, it has been set. It has been set by accident. I'm not sure what's caused it. Certainly no competition cautions. That is one thing I can guarantee you. Went behind Barrera. So shouldn't be too far back. He's just making his way up to the back of the pack. He's still going to be a little bit more longer while they catch up to Barrera and Irwin. Now, I get the feeling this may well have been triggered by one of the administrators in the session. Alright, manually able to throw yellow flags. So they come just in the background. There they are. Thompson and Irwin. So we now just wait for Sorum. Here he comes through the bus stop chicane. Everyone bunched up as the wave of rounds begin. Lights still on the safety car. That means still remaining out. As there goes Sorum around 2. Have to wait for these guys to rejoin the back of the pack. So I believe we're going to have 2 more laps under caution here. So you can have, of course, NASCAR employ their competition cautions where they have the stages. Stage 1, 2, and well, essentially stage 3, but that is the final race results. As Barrera remains out, and these two have popped into the pits. Thompson and Ham. Fresh River going on. Well, they're getting ready for Friday night in Magaluf or Iron Napa, or even Ibiza. Magaluf, we could call it by its unofficial name, Shagaluf, to increase the innuendos of a rubber-based innuendoism. Thompson goes out. Ham. These drivers will not need any additional fuel to get themselves home. They're already filled up for the entirety here. There is Irwin. There is Sorum just heading down through the bus stop chicane. Head out onto the tri-oval right now. So not long until we will be getting underway racing here from Daytona, a final round of the season here in XSLR. This guy's not too far away. From catching up with the pack. We're going very slow, but it says Thompson's ahead. But yet he is behind the safety car. I'm not sure what's happened. What is going on here? He's leapt ahead. And then parks his car up. I mean, I'm still completely and utterly bamboozled by all this. Left a breath. Thompson still stationary, loitering onto the glass. I'm guessing. Well, Jake, thank you very much for mentioning the chat there. Sounds like he's having a quick comfort break. I gotta pee, guys. As he would use his accent. Say, lights still on the safety car, so that's going to remain at an additional lap. Now, we cannot. Oh, he's gone for a pee, but his car is rolling, and it's rolling towards the barrier. If it makes contact, it will cause damage. Will it get back in time? The answer to that is no, but it's a gentle kiss. Like from a parent to their child to wish them good night. And that should not cause any damage. Let's see if we can try and get some alternative angles. That one. See all the crowd's backsides there. His onlookers just on the infield there. Can we get some? Can we? Don't think we can due to the way he sort of just slid down. And the might tell me mistaken. I'm not 100% sure if that is a Wii break. If it's a Wii, it would certainly not be a Nintendo Wii. So he gets going again once more. Bladder empty, ready to go for one last push. Can it affect the championship? Into the pits. Going to take his fast repair, maybe. And the drivers do have one available. Yeah, one available fast repair to their name. Well, we're coming on up 28 out of 31. At this rate, there we go, that was a instant repair for him. At this rate, then we can manually override the situation to go racing sooner. However, I'm just having out the bus stop. No, apologies, staying out onto the oval. So this is actually feasible here. Close up because those lights still... Are they on? Actually, I don't think they are on the... let's run aboard with Barrera. Can we see anything there? I don't think they're on for years. It closes up. No, they are off. So Thompson required to get a bit of a wiggle on that. He will start from 5th. So yes, they are off. That means the safety car will be in this lap. And that means we will be taking the green flag. We will be going racing here from Daytona. 2-lap shootout. Green, white, checkered. For the championship. But they're both in the wrong spot in terms of what Thompson wants. They're both in the right spot in terms of what Barrera wants. And as much as the farmer wanted a wife, according to the notorious nursery rhyme. There he is, Thompson now rejoins the group. Dig deep. Deep breath. Here we go. 2 laps of fun, frantic action here on slow motion broadcasting. So they are in the distance. Changeover there from Barney in the bottom left corner from yellow flag to green. Safety car in. Let's get ready to go racing. Will it be the final time this season? Let's find out as we are green. We are away here at Daytona once more. Down into turn 1 we go. Sorum just getting ahead there of Irwin. Irwin being squeezed out wide by Thompson. He goes for the move on 1. That's Irwin dispatched off. Gets the door shut in his face in turns of Sorum. Gingerly around the corner. Thompson being held up. Can see Barrera already getting away from him. Ham scampering up the road too. Changing lanes there. Gonna sweep through on the King. That's brave and it's ambitious. And never feasible, hence why Thompson just backs out of it, tucks back in behind Sorum, who's no slouch himself, let's face it. We've seen that so far this season already when he's made his return here to XSLR. Thompson has another look and he tags Soren round. Was there contact? Let's find out. I mean, they were jockeying for position. Thompson clearly frustrated. And there was the faintest of contact, and there was enough to spend Soren spinning out of control. Let's get back to some of those live pictures though for you. In fact, now it's 2 laps to go, in fact. Just one. That's what we love. That's what we've come for. Value for money. However, our top 2 still only 9/10 apart. Thompson up into 3rd, but he's so far down, it's not surely going to be enough at 2 seconds. Through the tripod now. Onto the race, into the chicane. Here we go, folks. Sam going to be able to close the gap. 6/10 of a second. Running out of time fast because when we cross the line, that will be it. White flag in the air. That will be 1 lap to go. And one last set of opportunities for J-Cam to get the move. Danny's going to close up in the slipstream. So we head out onto the tri-oval. And watch this gap shrink before your eyes. It's not a magic trick, it's the power of draft. J-Cam coming as white flag in the air. 1 lap left remaining. It's the fastest lap from Pereira. Instantly displaced there from Ham. He runs it in a little bit too deep. For now. And it's not even for now as that gap grows. He's lost 1/4 of a second. I think this hands it to Pereira. We can't even hope for drivers elsewhere to have a mare. Because he is now, in terms of not going to be able to lift that 4th place in the championship. Left now. Closing stages of the race, closing stages of the season between Pereira and Ham, and Pereira now. So we head down towards the bus stop chicane. Here we go, Justin Pereira through the tri-oval for the final time here today. Checker flag goes to him. He is your race winner. He is the champion of Season 6 of XSLR. J-Cam 6th. Thompson in the end had to settle for 3rd. So he's going to come across the line in 4th place. One more time, we lost Jimmy Howe on lap 4. Mike saw him last across the line. There we go. Job done. There are your results, folks. There are your results. We are done and dusted for the season. Pereira victory over Ham. Thompson 3rd. We'll have a little look at what this does to the point standings. In fact, J-Cam securing that 3rd place that he really needed, but it's not going to be enough for him. after drop weeks are taken into account. He will finish a measly 5th. Mike Sorum secures. What's my records? This is burnout, so the donuts begin on the tri-oval. So Sorum finishing in 5th. That means he is only good enough for 19 points. However, that means Jake in the end 12 points behind, ruining, missing those opportunities, those races win. I will find on the sheet. There he is, the Daytona. So I think we'll finish things off very, very shortly. We'll have a bit of a chat to some of our drivers as well. In the end, it promised so much. It just didn't quite deliver. We had drama all the way. Let's have a chat to some drivers. We'll sort out. No, Mike Sorum not first place. He would love to be first. It's not random. No, we'll get the right person eventually. There he is. Your winner. Let's have a bit of a chat to him. Justin Barrera joins us while he attempts to do donuts. Congratulations.
Yeah,
victory here at Daytona. 2 from 2.
Oh man, still in the thing.
Oh,
Sorry if that
very,
came
very
through.
quiet. We're gonna have to. So here's if you can hear us, Justin. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, you are ridiculously quiet, my friend. Let me see if we can sort a few bits out technically with you. Bear with me one moment.
Yep.
No, you are still.
I don't know. The same mic. It's right here. Same mic I've been using. I haven't changed anything. I'll check my settings though.
It says he hasn't changed his settings, but he's not even appearing at our end in terms of the com box. Where is he? Speak in for us, Justin.
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh, there we go. For some reason, my end appearing very, very quiet. I'm going to have to be incredibly eagle-eared and listening to exactly what you're saying, because otherwise, I've got no idea. There we go.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay now?
We can, yes. All sorted, my end. Apologies about that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, victory here today at Daytona. I mean, coming this round, didn't really. I mean, 4th place would have secured the championship for you by 1 point, assuming Thompson had have walked away to victory. I mean, in the end, it just that instant earlier on for him just broke the pack up, and from that point onwards, it just looked like it was nearly handed to you on a plate.
Yeah, I obviously in the T1 on the first lap, you saw what happened. I went too deep and allowed people to go by. But I mean, if people go by, okay, I don't want it to get taken out, So I just play it cool until I can, make my pass and get back around. And I saw him spin off. He was in front of me at the time, and then it was it Jake in front of me? So I just calmly was doing my stuff, and then he got into the turn 1 wall. So yeah, we just kept going at it.
Well, I mean, worked a treat in the end, didn't it? And from that point onwards, we saw you dropping a bit of time. Was it just for a bit of a Sunday drive, not to fuss by things at all?
Yeah, I just was just saving fuel, and so there was a little snafu with the setups, and somebody messed up the traction control on the car, so we didn't have traction control. So I was just making it easy on me. I can usually drive these pretty decent without traction control to begin with, but I just wanted to make sure I got home and I didn't, go into the pits for any reason I didn't need to be in there.
Well, no, that's completely and utterly understandable, really. And Well, I mean, in doing so, victory more than secures the championship. Congratulations! Anyone you can give a shout out to at all?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my folks, parents, brother, sister, everybody. Show Up and Drive It guys, the ZPM. You guys for the broadcast, I appreciate it. I mean, obviously there was pretty low times in the series where there's like maybe 3 or 2 at most running. Thanks for keep broadcasting it, and even though it just looked like nothing was happening. And the league for putting it on, and everybody in the league for their donations to the pot and all that, from what I hear. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I know others probably didn't. Unfortunately, when this thing was thought out of beforehand, the LMP2 car was a different car back then.
It was,
and
yes.
I didn't think they would continue with it. Maybe they didn't go on and notice it had changed. And so when we tested it at like Indianapolis and Bristol, and it was amazing. But it's not the same car as it was. They took they reduced the drag on it, or not the drag, but the ability to draft. The draft. So if you want to get a decent run, you gotta be like 0.3. It used to be you could be as far back as a second and you get a major draft. Not anymore. And it's very noticeable. It's a completely different car. And like you probably said before, I think it's being phased out worldwide in like 2 or 3 years.
It's disappearing from the European Le Mans series. The exception of 15 being allowed to. From the World Endurance Championship. Still will remain in European Le Mans series, Asian Le Mans series, and of course into IMSA as well. But only 15 are being allowed to enter into Le Mans next year. Because the growth of hypercars driving that.
Gone.
No, only Le Mans is where they will appear at the World Endurance Championship, although it's a slightly special round, and we already do have Asian Le Mans Series and European Le Mans Series teams appear at that race anyway. So it's one of those things a little bit anyway.
I thought they were gone from there. I guess they need to fill the ranks because they don't have enough GTP, LMDHs, hybrids, or whatever yet. But I'm pretty sure like the LMP3 will replace the LMP2 eventually. And I wouldn't be surprised if the LMP3 races at Le Mans after like 2026. Because if I remember correctly, they're going to put a twin turbo engine into it for the replacement. So it wouldn't surprise me if they make that slightly quicker than it is.
Would make it more affordable, and that's the way motorsport is going in this day and age. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what the future holds, sports car racing. But either way, I'm sure it's going to be a very, very happy one indeed. A lot of manufacturers coming on board with that one as well. Well, congratulations, Justin Barrera. Your winner here today at Daytona, and more importantly, Season 6 champion in XSLR.
Thanks.
Right, we'll bring on board some more of our drivers very shortly for you, and a few other figures who want to just get involved and have a bit of a chin wag with myself. Can you blame them, really? Can you blame them? Well, let's just change things around here. Next up, to have a chat with us. Well, a driver who bit of an interesting race for him. And up, down, left, right, round, about, into the wall, back again from the death. Jake Ham now joins us. Well, Jake, I mean, just lost for words really to describe what happened today, and managed to pick up an extra place, second here today, but unfortunately due to Mike finishing fifth, no difference in the championship standings.
That's right. I will take it. I appreciate the second place. I think this is the best I've finished. And shout out to my crew chief and my pit crew for screwing up my brake bias, which put me into the wall, turn one. So that was exciting. Thanks to them.
definitely. Yeah, that always makes it a little bit more challenging when you have a issue on board like that one. I mean, other than that, I mean, I know we haven't seen you for the entirety of the season, this season, but I mean, it's been pretty consistent. Obviously, other than tonight, being the highlight from it. I mean, just sort of loitering around that third, fourth, fifth place, so fourth, fifth, sixth sort of place all season. I mean, obviously, I know a few changes are slightly coming in back to the original format. You're bearing a few better chances for next season.
I am hoping so. We'll just have to see if there's one individual. If they don't join, most likely I won't get hit as much, and so I'll have a better opportunity of finishing. I don't know if you know who that might be. And then, but I am excited to get back to some more dirt racing. I am not that good at it, so I have to put in a little bit more practice. I think leagues past, the sprint cars is the biggest challenge for me, and us doing the 410 is going to be a handful, to say the least. So just staying out of wrecks, I think we'll have a good opportunity to finish pretty good.
I think you're not wrong there at all. If you want to go faster, though, recommend utilize your handbrake on the dirt, certainly on the dirt roads, and just wipe out the opposition. It seems to work, that tactic, quite nicely, my friend. Before I let you go, anyone want to give a shout out to at all?
Yeah, shout out to you, of course. Thanks for the broadcast all the time. I know you don't have to do it. We appreciate it. It's always fun to go back and watch and listen. And then SMB Broadcasting, thanks to the league, the payouts, all of it. Adam for hosting it. It's a great time. And so hopefully we can get more people to come out the next season. Hopefully do some good recruiting. And then thanks to Mike Browning, who does my paint. And then obviously got to thank the wifey, the kiddos, for letting me step away for a couple minutes to do this. And then for everybody that hops on and watches the stream too, thanks for coming out. I know you could probably do something else, but it's always fun to, know that somebody's watching. So thanks to everybody.
Oh, definitely. The man who keeps a state real, that is Jake Ham. Right, let's have a bit of a chat with our third place driver who's going to join us very shortly. He's loud, he's brash, but then again, he is American. Adam Thompson joins us now. Adam, welcome along. I mean, it just all fell apart at the start, didn't it, really?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I don't know if the other guys had told you about what I did right or wrong. I definitely messed up the setup here. We take these setups from Craig Setup Shops, and I flipped the gain up, and I don't know if anybody watching this stream knows what that means, but you've got slip and gain for traction control in these cars. And I take the gain up to 11, the slip goes up to 12, and then the throttle shape goes up to 11. Well, I took the slip up to 12 and the throttle shape up to 11, but the gain was set on 1, which basically means there was absolutely no traction control this whole race. And no traction controls in these cars through slow speed corners don't work out too well, as you guys saw.
No, it definitely doesn't work out too well whatsoever, does it? And also we saw, track temperatures. They were on the slightly warmer side, not too dramatic, and 2 and 2 together doesn't end too well.
No, it didn't. But you know what, Tim? We had a lot of fun. That final caution, I decided to take a pit stop myself, and my car just went rolling into the wall. But that final caution was a lot of fun. We got to group the pack of cars back up together and get racing again.
Yeah, so I was having on stream, we were monitoring the situation, watching it roll across, having quite a large debate about it. I mean, you could say it was a mass debate about how that was going to play out, whether you were going to make it back in time or not. But luckily, it was just obviously it must have been just a larger number 1 rather than a number 2, and thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. Well, I mean, in the end. Coming into this, Justin Brown needs to finish 5th or lower with yourself securing the win. Didn't work out like that. 2nd in the end. I mean, surely, since how strong Justin's been this season, you can't be too unhappy with that.
I'm not. We all knew coming into this season that he was going to be fast in the LMP2s. That's how I know Justin, actually. That's how I got into the LMP2s, was through Justin. Did some endurance races together. Those, what do they call them? The VRS, the 3.5 or 3 hour races. And I knew he was quick. And yeah, I'm glad with the P2, to be honest. I haven't really done as much racing on iRacing as I want to, and I want to get back into that. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. The whole season was a blast, and the guys that showed up every week. I mean, Detroit, I didn't even show up for, but every other race, you know, for a core group of guys to be showing up for a league that, you know, is on a Sunday night and nobody really wants to do. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm super happy with the P2, and I'm super happy with everybody else showing up.
Well, definitely. But in the end, okay. Well, before I let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
I do, actually. Tim, you actually asked. For the first time, I think, all season, you asked for the shout outs.
Yeah, you only get one chance, and that's at the end of the season.
Good, because this one's going to be a minute. Before everything else, I want to thank you personally, Tim. You know, we met through Apex, and I would say we became friends. We've never met. You're on the wrong side of the pond, but one of these days we will meet. And thank you for doing all of this. Thank you for being an admin in XSLR and doing everything you do for a league. You really don't have to. So it means a lot. It really does. So thank you so much for everything that you do for me and for XSLR. Also, the other admins, Jerry and Jimmy. Jerry, I know it's kind of fallen off. He's got his own life stuff going on, but he's still around when we need him to be. So thank you so much, Jerry. And then Jimmy's just always going to be Jimmy, but we still have to thank Jimmy anyways. But one other important person I have to thank is my wife for allowing me to do all of this stupid racing every week. You know, just hang out with all my friends, my online friends that I really haven't ever met. But speaking of my online friends, I'm going to do this to you. And I'm sorry, Tim. I just kind of took over the SMB broadcast for a second. I want to thank all the guys in this interview booth right now, Jake, Justin, Kevin, Mike, for showing up. Like I mentioned, showing up every week and doing, you know, racing that really hasn't been that enjoyable this season, but we still show up and we do it and we have some fun doing it, and we can talk about it later. And it really has been a blast, and it's crazy to think that we're on moving on to, what are we, season 6?
And 6, moving on to 7.
We're moving up to 7, and that's crazy to think that when I started this, I was just like, hey, let's do this during 2020. Now we're moving on to season 7, and it's because of these guys that are in this booth right now to keep this going. So thank you guys very much.
Mike saw him.
What?
There's banana peels all over the track out there, according to chat.
It's the mod.
I thought it was the setup.
It's the specialist Mario Kart DLC that was employed for this round only.
Mario Kart.
Oh, he's British.
Mario here, but that's okay.
Yeah, he's British.
He's been working on that fake accent, I know.
I do
You know
try.
what's funny? They're closer to Italy than we are.
No, mate.
So, Tim, real quick, can we kind of figure out, I don't know if you can do this on the fly or not, but I know there was a battle between Jake and Kevin for the points.
There was. I'm already one step ahead. We've been monitoring it during the race, exactly how it's all going to pan out, because potentially Jake could have caught Mike, however, it wasn't enough. Jake would have had to have taken victory, and Mike would have had to finish possibly 6th for that to secure it. So Mike does secure 4th. Jake has 5th, and Kevin finishes in 6th. Jimmy, by virtue of turning up tonight, promotes himself ahead of Simon Fairweather from 8th to 7th.
Well, isn't that amazing?
Just shows if you just turn up, what can happen.
If you trust
Okay.
your peers, then go to Shears.
Exactly. Trust your peers and go to Shears when you're in
How far
North
was it down,
Dakota.
Tim?
How far was it down? Well, in the end, you finished a whole 10 points behind Jake Ham and Kevin Irwin.
Yeah, I missed one too many races.
You did. You did.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave this up to you now, Tim, to interview the guys that haven't been interviewed yet. But I wanted to bring them all in here because, I mean, they're really the ones that have been showing up all season. So if they haven't been able to get interviewed, I figured it would probably be a good time here at the end of the season.
Certainly, we're going to speak to the last couple that we've got left, and we'll just sort that one out now by shuffling a few people. Well, actually, no, we need to do that. First up, next up, in fact, because I've got them queued up in the system, ready. It's Kevin Irwin. I'm going to speak to him now. And, well, I mean, Kev, obviously situations due to setup and such like didn't help you. I mean, I just talk us through it. I mean, you seem to, considering obviously your ability and where you've improved throughout the season, you seem to really struggle out there today.
Yeah, I did practice this for a while, but yeah, that setup was definitely a little tricky to get around. Did some modifications to myself and trying to brake differently, and pretty much just not spin out after every corner. Kind of learned to ease on the throttle a little bit more. But yeah, this one wasn't too good for me tonight. But I did finish, and I think I only got like 6x, 5 or 6, so I'm okay with that. That counts as a win for me.
Most certainly. Most certainly does indeed. And obviously, just looking back across the season, was there any track you particularly enjoyed?
Well, I did enjoy all of them. I don't know. I was starting to like the ovals a lot more this season. These cars really worked out for that. Although I am looking forward to next season, them bringing back the dirt portion. I'm a little bit better in that, so that'll be exciting.
I mean, surely you've got to look back to Talladega, where you finished third. I mean, the highlight of your season, strongest results. I mean, crazy race that was, involving some crazy netcode from yourself as well. Definitely a moment that sticks out for myself in the season.
Yeah, that was definitely a good race. I think I was talking with Jake and Bobby during that race, and we just kind of worked out everything, and we ended up finishing right up there.
Well, it certainly happens when your internet has a complete moment, trips out, and wipes out the entirety of the field behind you. That always helps the situation. But even so, anyone, before I let you go, Kev, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Everybody out there watching, just shout out to Adam for always setting this up, and you for taking the time to broadcast and commentate this. I know it gets pretty late out there, but we all appreciate it.
Pleasure. Pleasure as always, indeed. Well, I mean, Little Miss Tuffet, she set out. I need to. Oh, it's all gone wrong. I had it all planned out in my head. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. But it was no way as much as Kevin loves cheese. There we go. Kevin Irwin, congratulations. And, well, next up, well, he trusted his peers, but he didn't quite make it to Shears in the end. Next up, Mr. Mike Sorum joins us. Mike, I mean, it looked like it was all going to start so well, my friend, and then in the end, it just sort of slowly crumbled away from you.
I was feeling pretty good in second. I had like a 20-second gap or something. I was feeling pretty good about the podium, and then those banana peels got me. No green shells, maybe a red shell from Adam on the last lap there, but Yeah, the car was super loose. It was terrifying to hit the brakes and going in the corners. It's terrifying to hit the gas. Just turning the wheel, it was just so. It was like driving on ice a little bit. But toward the end of the race, I started to get a feel for it.
That's fantastic. Well, we've had JW supporting you all the way in the chat all evening. He wants you to have his babies. He has all your.
Rated. Let's go, my #1 fan.
He has all of your modelling photos, even the Playboy shoots. I'm sure it's all. He's got it primed and ready for the Mike Sorum OnlyFans.
Absolutely. Join my OnlyFans.
Ready to go, locked and loaded. Mike, before I let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely, Adam, for running the league. Everyone that races in the league. My #1 fan, Raiden, of course, JW. Everyone that watches the races, and of course, Tim, yourself, for doing a wonderful broadcast. Even when the races, you've commentated on a couple races. There was 3 drivers in one race. I felt bad for you on that one.
Oh, it's fine. I've had far worse. 4 hours of broken equipment and having to fill for that. It's far worse than that ever was. And, well, in the end, he trusted his peers. He made it onto the podium in doing so for 2 of the rounds, including a victory last time out at Daytona. But tonight, only good enough for 4th, but 4th in the championship as well. That is Mike Sorum, and well,
I did miss the first half of the season too, so I'm very happy with 4th overall in points, and I'm really looking forward to next season. I'm definitely more of a dirt guy, so hopefully I'll be a little more competitive next season.
Well, puts you in great stead, doesn't it? I mean, let's say missed half the season, finish 4th without even, just rocking up and seeing what happened. So, looking forward to seeing you. Right, I think it's time for us to close things out here.
Well, thank you, Tim. I'm off to the loo.
Enjoy your poo.
All right, bye.
Well, ladies and gentlefolk, that is all we've got time for. Here from Daytona, from XSLR. And it's time to just move across now. Transition. And for the last time this season, let's cue the music. Get it in the end. We came to Daytona, the final race of the season. It was maybe not as dramatic as what we'd anticipated. But my golly, somehow, some way, it never fails to deliver here in XSLR. We kicked things off months ago. All the way in just many months ago at Indianapolis. On the road in the Oval. We moved across to Talladega. We're taking in the mighty Glen, and it was the Battle of the Glen that we saw. We headed across the Charlotte Oval. Made the trip across the pond to the right side, little Silverstone. Justin Barrera said it wasn't the best track in the world. He got taught. He learned. He was schooled. In doing so, he moved things forward as we headed back to the US of A, and we headed to Phoenix. And well, let's face it, folks, that tight oval there, just sweet results for Thompson and McGrew before we headed to Belle Isle. Some say a low point. But for Mike Sorum, he got his podium. First one on the road. Before we headed to Daytona for the double header, the finale of the season. It was in fact that man Sorum who secured his first ever oval victory here in XSLR. What a night that was. 4 wide, coming out of 4. You just don't see that in any other league. Not even the pros. And then we head into Daytona tonight. We got to find out where everyone finished. And it was Justin Barrera who secured the victory. And in doing so, he tied up the championship. And ladies and gentlemen, Justin Barrera is your season 6 champion. What a season it has been, folks. What a season. From myself, Tim Cox. Thank you very much for joining me. And we'll see you soon when Season 7 returns of XSLR. Good night. God bless. Goodbye.
So Patrick, do we describe this for everybody, Rob?
What?
You describe it. You describe it. I do enough talking.
I think any car's dead in iRacing. I think it's gone.
Oh, it's definitely. I agree. It's not going to survive much. But I still think we'll find opportunities to race it, just not as fruitful as before. Some of them just want to like make. What's the thing? Like that guy wanted to make like dolls out of Tyler's hair, but then there's just other guys who are just like. He did. He would say weird things to Tyler, man. Like he was a strange guy, and then like other guys would just show up and he's like, "Oh, we never met you? Sure, come race this 24 with us," and then just jump in the car and wreck us out in a lap and be like, "Okay, never see you again."
Yeah, that was
okay. Well, better luck next year, I guess.
That was the guy from